Hello there and welcome to Your Opinion Sucks. I'm back, boys. You never guess what? It's your boy, Harry Fleming, back with another podcast because I've been away for a few weeks for numerous reasons. And I tell you what, I'm fed up with you bitches for bitching about me. You know, I got Garrett saying I got a point of grievance about me at home. I got Lawrence sort of bitching about the fact I lost my goatee. You know what? The goatee's gone. I'm proud of it. But
I
anyway,
say bring it back. Bring back the goatee.
No.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm Harry Fleming. I'm joined by Garrett Winter.
Hi.
I'm joined by Nathan Bauer.
What's good?
And a very special guest, Alex Penfold. Hello, Alex.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
You excited?
I'm very excited.
Because we've got a very important topic today. It's one that's never, ever been discussed before, ever. No one has ever touched this. It's a world first.
You're in a rare mood today, aren't you, Harry?
Oh, yeah. I've been drinking.
It's true. He ruins families.
No.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
topic that's never been discussed. The Hobbit versus The Lord of the Rings.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited too. No news this week. We're just going to go straight into this because I can't be fucking asked to do the news. So, Alex, you are a big fan of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Is that correct?
I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of The Hobbit.
Is that your views on the two?
Well, because no one here has a differing opinion. No one here is going to say, oh, you know what, I prefer The Hobbit.
We need Kai here because Kai would probably say he prefers The Hobbit.
Kai would say he prefers The Hobbit.
Some people do prefer The Hobbit, don't they? Because
Yes, but they're 2 years old.
Okay, so Alex, what is your problem with The Hobbit and why is it not as good as The Lord of the Rings? First of all, just to start us off.
How long are we here for?
As long as we want.
Okay. To start it off, I'll probably talk about the CGI use. I had this point earlier, and I was thinking about the first time in the films Lord of the Rings when you see Rivendell compared to the first time you see in The Hobbit Rivendell. And it looks like they put lens flare in The Hobbit compared to Rivendell, which is so real, you know, in Lord of the Rings. And that's why they won Oscars, and that's why The Hobbit didn't.
The Hobbit did not win Oscars. I got this up earlier. Fucking The Hobbit won one Oscar. The entire series of The Hobbit, all three movies.
Was it costume?
No, it was a sci-tech award. So
Jesus.
literally nothing important. Literally like some sort of camera development shit.
Yeah, isn't that on the pre-show anyway?
Yeah, it's not even at the actual ceremony. And then The Lord of the Rings has won
18.
a
Overall.
lot.
11 was Return of the King, 2 was Two Towers, I think 3 or 4 was Fellowship.
3 Fellowship.
Yeah, Fellowship won the most for storytelling though. Like Return of the King was more for like CGI and stuff.
Return of the King was picture, director, adapted screenplay, art direction, cinematography, costume design, film editing, makeup, original score, original song, and visual effects. So
the back to take all them home.
Is that the film with the most nominations and wins ever?
tied for third, tied with 2 others, Titanic and Ben-Hur.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah.
So
I don't think it makes sense for Titanic, but okay.
Don't you like Titanic?
No.
All right, that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
So The Lord of the Rings, why for you is it so fucking amazing and special? It's your favorite film trilogy of all time, is it not?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I couldn't tell you in like one word. I just think because there is hundreds of. Wow, what just happened?
It's the fan. Carry on.
Hundreds and hundreds of trilogies, and really good ones. But there's nothing better than Lord of the Rings. It's got everything. It's got comedy. It's got action. It's got romance, but not too much romance. Not one woman ever speaks to another woman in the whole trilogy. No women speak to each other in the whole of the Lord of the Rings.
Is that a good
Much
thing?
like real life.
It's not.
Is that a good thing?
It's not a good thing. I'm just saying it may.
There's
have
also
helped.
no black people in the entire trilogy, isn't there?
Yeah, but that's the basis of Middle Earth, though.
No, not true. Not true.
Really?
Every single orc you see is Maori.
Is who?
Maori. From
So
New
what you're
Zealand.
saying is that every single orc is black.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had you on the podcast.
This is a interesting
No,
start.
I'm saying
Yeah.
that like they did get in trouble for that, but
Yeah.
I think in now day and age they've got absolutely scorned. But back then it was considered okay. It's not okay,
It's not okay, but
but yeah,
Well,
yeah.
okay.
at the time is
I'm pretty sure I talked about this on another podcast, but there's a game called The Witcher 3, right?
yeah,
Which is based around, I think, Polish folklore.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, Poland, where there are like white European-y people, and that's pretty much it. It's based on Polish folklore.
yeah.
The game is based on it.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, why aren't there any black people? To which they replied, there weren't any in folklore.
Yeah, Tolkien didn't write any.
Yeah, well, Tolkien wasn't Polish folklore, but
No, in the story, I mean, like, if you read the books, there's no mention.
yeah, okay, that's fine, but
But is there mentioning specifically of white people, or is it just assumption?
No, but I'm from what I've heard, he wrote it to create a folklore for England.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
yeah.
many
Mhm.
other countries like Germany and Poland had this sort of mythical folklore, and he did it to write the folklore for England and for
Yeah.
Britain. And so that was probably his view.
yeah, it's
Well,
much like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is literally, if you look at Westeros, it's literally designed like England.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the
it
battles
is, yeah.
are about
Yeah.
sort of English battles, like War of the Roses. The Red Wedding is based on, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
The Black Wedding, isn't it? Or something?
Something like that. Yeah, and when there are people of different colours, they come from hotter areas, the south, away from what is England, and they come from across the sea.
Yeah.
Because that's the point of it.
But Tolkien took a lot from the World Wars as well, because he was
a soldier,
Yeah, he was
wasn't he?
actually
Yeah.
a soldier. Yeah, and he took a lot from the World Wars in terms of Helm's Deep, Minas Tirith, Osgiliath, all them battles.
Which one's Osgiliath?
Osgiliath is the one where Faramir dies. Well, he doesn't.
Oh, is
die,
that
he doesn't
the,
die? He goes
like
back
the
on his
port?
horse.
The port at the bottom of Minas Tirith, where the boats come into.
No.
No.
That's Grey Havens.
Ah, okay.
Osgiliath is the town which stands between. It's like the halfway point for Mount Doom, and
The Shire or
not Helm's Deep.
Gondor.
Did you just name one that you knew?
No. Thank you very much. You said halfway point, so I assumed the halfway point between where Frodo's journey began and Mount Doom.
No. Osgiliath is a tower between the City of Men and the Mount Doom.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And it was a fallen city. It fell in the extended edition. You get to see Faramir fighting together, but you don't see it in the normal cut. Minas Tirith.
Oh, the big shitty one.
Yes, the big white one.
Yeah.
With the white tree of Gondor.
No,
Alright.
can't say shit. It's
white,
pretty cool.
I see.
Oh yeah, fucking white. Anyway,
Kill me.
so what is your favourite movie out of the trilogy? Do you have a favourite, or do you like to view them as a whole?
Goblet of Fire.
Cool, cheers, man. Thanks for your input.
Fellowship.
Fellowship's your favourite?
Yeah.
Why? I've heard that a lot.
I don't know. It was just so. The first time I watched The Fellowship, I genuinely cried because I was too young to have read the books because they're too big, and so I genuinely cried when Gandalf, died. Spoilers. So that for me was just crushing.
Don't worry about it.
it was the,
spoilers from the most successful book franchise in history, and also an incredibly successful film franchise.
Also, like
Yeah.
an 80-year-old book as
Yes.
well.
yeah,
True.
yeah. It's the storytelling. The storytelling was so awesome.
Yeah.
Like every game you play now, I think Garrett agreed, like RPG, it's about where like you start off as one character and all these other characters come together and they all have different abilities and they're all different races, and it's like wow, and you get to learn so much in one film.
Sorry,
All different.
I flicked a look at Nathan. All different races, like small white, even smaller white, pointy-eared white, bearded white. Sorry.
Actually, it's elves and it's dwarves, but whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even smaller white.
Yeah, it's small white. Yeah, that's why storytelling. Mate,
Speaking of the games, the Lord of the Rings games were fucking amazing.
Yeah, Two
I
Towers.
They were the best.
loved playing those
They were the
so
best.
much. Two Towers, I got that for Christmas, like back in 2002, I think.
And even the most recent one. What's it called?
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, like
Not played that.
It's won so many awards.
it's
Is it good?
It's pretty
Yeah.
decent.
I've heard it's like Assassin's Creed.
It ends badly, but the gameplay is solid and it's fun. The story is kind of hit and miss, I'd say.
Oh yeah,
But
completely.
the gameplay is absolutely class. The mechanics in it, like just the orcs are probably the like main stars of it.
Yeah.
And the Urukai and everything. Just like the sort of mechanic I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was just
the armies
the
and
only
stuff.
problem with the game is that because it's like the films are called Lord of the Rings, they felt like they couldn't do anything else but have rings in it, and so they made a new
Yeah,
Ring of
yeah.
Power, which isn't really possible.
What is it? A new Ring of Power?
Yeah, they had a new Ring of Power, and,
Oh.
and it's kind of like, well, you.
Was it said before or after all of the?
This is- this
I
is
thought
after.
the new Ring of Power comes in the second game that's not out yet.
Yeah, I was. But they do have Rings of Power in this whole game, don't they? That's how he turns.
Yeah, because he's dealing with the Smith,
Hmm.
the guy that made them.
No, it's not Ring of Power.
But he's dealing with the Smith.
Yeah, but it's not. Doesn't mean it is a Ring of Power.
But in the new one, it's a Ring of Power.
Yeah.
And that's my problem with the
Yeah,
new
yeah.
one already before it's come out. It's that it's got a Ring of Power, and you can't make Rings of Power.
That's fair. That's
Because
fair.
Mount
it's just
Doom
retreading the same fucking.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Does it not exist?
No, it's just Ash.
Why? What happened to it?
Did you watch the film?
Yeah, I watched
You're
it.
doing a podcast on the film show.
I watched it. What happened to me? Oh, it like volcano. Yeah.
It's a volcano, mate.
Yeah.
Twin Towers itself.
Oh.
The thing is, you don't know which one I'm referring to. Ooh.
Well, one's called the Twin Towers, one's called the Two Towers.
Well, I'll have you know that originally the two towers was called the Twin Towers, but now it's not.
It was actually called the Twin Towers.
Was
you're
it?
right.
Yeah.
And in the books, they're referred to as the Twin Towers.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It came out in like what 2002. So
It's
no, but surely they would have shot that before. Because like
they did, yeah. But then he just
I guess you could just ADR, yeah.
yeah.
Ugh, awkward. It's like Spider-Man.
It's like Lilo and Stitch as well. Just
Why
sorry,
not?
just
Lilo
on
and
the
Stitch.
topic because they had to change the ending of Lilo and Stitch, didn't they?
Yeah, the plane
Really?
flew through.
Yeah.
It flew through buildings in the original cut,
Oh, did
Yeah.
it?
and then in the actual thing, it flew through 2 mountains.
They had to make it a spaceship and fly through mountains rather than fly through buildings because
Oh yeah, it was a plane, wasn't it?
yeah, and it was too close to.
They had to edit like all of Spider-Man as well.
Did
The
they?
first Spider-Man, yeah.
I didn't know.
It's like all shots of like the towers.
Sorry,
Take
if
that
we're
out.
on this discussion, I was watching a crack
Here we
video,
go.
and it was discussing like how everyone in Friends, the TV show, are psychopaths.
Yes.
Because obviously
Definitely.
it started in 96 and ended in 2004. However, of course, over the period of between 2001 and 2002, the Twin Towers fell.
Yeah.
However, there was very little mention of it, apart from one moment where Joey came in wearing the fire department, the New York Fire Department cap on his head to sort of like commemorate it.
Yeah.
Apart from that, they never ever mention it. And it's
but-
good. It's a stretch, but I just found it funny. Like these self-indulged people who are curious about the fact that Phoebe is carrying her brother's triplets. Oh, Ross is getting married again.
But no,
oh, look, then the two towers are falling. Oh my god!
Yeah,
You know what?
but-
Never mind.
But
Joey's
to
in
be
a
fair,
show.
To be fair, they can't really reference it because the way they're filmed, by the time it airs, it would be like a month or two after the disaster happened.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And by that point,
Everyone would have forgotten. by then.
No, but by that point, it's just weird doing like a commemoration or whatever like that far after it. I mean, I know
They did have episodes that had to get cut though.
Did they?
They had whole scenes and episodes because Monica and Ross went to the airport or something, and they had to cut that
Oof.
because they had to go at like a flight captain really badly, and like you can't fly properly and stuff, and then like, boom, so they can't.
They were right.
Thank you,
Well,
Garrett.
there we go. Anyway, back to the Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell.
I've heard you don't do cuts. I'm not even going to say cut that out.
No, I'm not going to cut that out. I'll just keep
Pointless.
it. Let everyone crucify.
Back
it.
to Lord of the Rings. Back to Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. So
Hobbit.
where are we? What was we talking about?
We were saying about battles, weren't we? And
Yes.
relating to the war. I think
Mhm.
that's where we were.
Yes.
Okay, so best battle in the Lord of the Rings. Then give me.
That's so hard.
Is it?
It is actually hard. I know because everyone wants to say Minas Tirith.
Yes.
You know, the end of Return of the King. It's
Yes.
awesome with all the
It's
Rohirrim at the
amazing.
top.
Although I tell you, a strong contender for number one for me is the battle in the Fellowship of the Ring at the end with the Uruk-hai.
Yeah, that's
Is
pretty.
it
so
the Uruk-hai
sad.
or is it the Orcs?
So no, they're Uruk-hai. They're not
Uruk-hai.
orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
that's the first
um,
time they go into battle, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I love that scene. Is amazing, and Boromir's death as well.
Yeah.
Is-
That's so sad, though. It's so sad. Do you know? It's just a movie fact that Aragorn throughout the whole trilogy never takes off Boromir's greaves.
Do you know?
You know, because he takes them off of him when he dies,
Yeah.
and he puts them on his forearm. He never takes them off for the whole film, and he even gets
Well, even when he's king.
in his coronation, he's still wearing Boromir's pads.
That's
wow.
nice.
And I never realised until the other day, and I saw it on a 10 Things You Don't Know About Lord of the Rings. I was like, lol, I bet I do. Walked into it like, oh god, I didn't know that.
Fair. So the Hobbit then. Back in fucking what was it? 2011, 2012. Yeah. This movie, this masterpiece of cinema came. I can see you getting angry already.
I do.
Oh, hold on. Let's go back to the beginning. How excited were you for the Hobbit?
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah. No, that's a
Was you stoked?
fantastic question.
Fantastic question, Harry. Good question.
Thank you. I try.
I bought
We'll keep you.
I bought toys and figures and board games and monopolies before.
Wait, sorry.
What Hobbit?
Board games
Plur-
and monopolies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plural monopolies.
No, isn't yeah plural monopolies? I have two or
Whoa.
three. I have 2 or 3 Hobbit monopolies.
Really?
Shit.
I've got so much stuff at
2
home.
or 3?
I think it's 3.
Okay.
Please go on.
Yeah.
Sorry, just saying. I want a be factual.
Mhm.
But then number 1 came out, and I was bored.
You was bored.
I was bored. That was my problem with number 1. It was boring.
Yeah.
They tried to have a cute fellowship kind of feel, like, oh, we're going on a journey, and we're going for all these places. It's going to be really fun.
What is that? What's going
And
on?
it wasn't.
Sorry, I have a new phone, and the WWE Network
YouTube channel.
just constantly uploads, and I'm just gonna have to turn it off.
Yeah, you know you can turn notifications off.
New phone, right? New phone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Continue.
Anyway, please
That's all right.
continue, Alex.
Yeah, the first one was just boring, mate.
Boring.
But my hype before was I was unreal. I was like a kid.
I remember watching The Hobbit in the cinema with my dad, and I wanted to like it so much. Because I loved The Lord of the Rings so much that I kind of fooled myself into thinking I got Phantom Menaced, is what you would say. I fooled myself into thinking it was good, and it was only like a few months later when it came out on Blu-ray and I got it and watched it again. I was like, this is
dry.
boring. Yeah,
It's dry.
It really is. And why are they always singing? What's going on?
Well, they have like 200 songs in the Hobbit book,
Do they?
but that's one book,
but
not 3 films.
Well, the first third of The Hobbit, I swear to...
It's just
I
songs.
swear, yeah, sorry, I thought my mic was off.
No, you're good.
Yeah, for the first sort of third of The Hobbit, it's just a fucking ton of songs.
A musical, essentially.
Honestly, literally, it's like a South Shire's bloody choir festival. It's just
kid's-
awful.
It's a kid's book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was not made as a kids' movie though. It was made as a straight up same as The Lord of the Rings,
Which it shouldn't have been, but that
which
was...
it shouldn't have been. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to clarify before we carry on that it was not Peter Jackson's fault. It's Warner Brothers.
Right. Let's get
Really?
into this
Yeah.
because there's lots of arguments going around about whose fault it was. Did Peter Jackson, George Lucas himself? What happened? Alex, do you have the inside scoop?
I don't have an inside scoop, but I have like a huge opinion based on
I
that.
have
Alright.
a theory.
Okay,
Yeah,
a theory, an opinion.
Throughout
which
like
may or may not
the
suck.
whole of the trilogies, they were doing like this video diary. It was something they didn't do with Lord of the Rings because it was back then and they just didn't bother.
Yeah.
And they didn't think it would be that big. You know, they had to take a load of time getting permission for the film first of all. But then, like in all of these video diaries and all of these pictures on the Facebook page, Peter Jackson's in none of them. And then the first one he's in the corner being told what to do by a Warner Brothers producer, saying we need more CGI. Literally, that's the word. And then it goes into slow mo on one of these videos saying, yeah, we need more CGI. And Peter Jackson's just this unhappy face. And then they force him to do more videos. And he just doesn't look happy in any of them. It's like, you know, they're taking his baby and ruining it.
Oh,
And honestly, I was so sad. I was like, leave Peter Jackson alone.
what's he done?
I know.
Do you see the video of Gandalf breaking down?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So
Is there a video?
example.
I've heard about that, but I've not seen a video of it.
It's sad. It's just like, you know, he literally had like a breakdown because he was never like on set with anyone.
He was just in a green room on his own.
Yeah,
the
because
whole time.
there's
Poor guy.
there's a reason they all got tattoos in the first trilogy.
Oh yeah, because they had a fucking blast making
They
it.
had like,
Yeah.
a year and a half together, like non-stop.
It was more than that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
It
think
was-
so. About
yeah.
3 years in general.
Yeah.
But like when they were filming.
Oh, but like time away. And
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Crazy, man. Harry, have you've seen The Hobbit? I assume.
Yes, I have.
What is your thoughts on them as opposed to Lord of the Rings?
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm really not a super fan of the series.
That's better
Fair.
though. That's better.
Because
Yeah, I
That's
like that more.
in my mind, when I was younger, it was almost two opposing fronts. It was Star Wars, or was it Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
And so I lent more to Star Wars, but even then, I'm really not a super fan. But with Lord of the Rings, I can happily
is?
sit there and watch it for all three films, the entire franchise, and really enjoy it. However, I can't really get into it. I've read The Hobbit when I was a lot younger, and I sort of skim read it for the most part. Lord of the Rings I've never read.
Never read them. Have you read them, Alex?
Yeah, I have read them.
Crazy.
I read them when I was about 14, which again was when The Hobbit was coming out. And I thought I can't really consider myself as a super fan until I've read these books. And so I bought the earliest edition I could find, and so now they're like frail, old, and tea stained without me even trying. From I think like a car boot in South Yorkshire somewhere again. I think it was again, and yeah, I read them, and it was not as fun as I thought it would be.
Say no.
There's so many characters missing, and I was like, the films are better, whatever. This is bullshit. I don't wanna read
Isn't there like way more characters in the book though?
There's too many.
There's too many.
There's too many. There's this guy called Tom Bombadil.
I've heard a lot about him.
Yeah, Tom Bombadil, who's just this flower gypsy kind of character who comes out of nowhere and just and punches these wolves to death with his flower hands and his lovely
Wasn't
wife.
because the Fellowship of the Ring game that came out, it was based on the book and not the movie. Wasn't Tom Bombadil in that?
I think Tom Bombadil was in that.
Yeah.
And Tom Bombadil's also in Battle for Middle Earth.
Oh, is he?
He is, yeah. He's a pop-up
Crazy.
character.
Crazy. Any Harry, you were saying?
Yeah, just Lord of the Rings entire franchise. Really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. From Death of Boromir, Helm's Deep, and then
A lot of fun.
Did you say a lot of fun?
Yes, it's a lot of fun.
My
I,
Captain,
when
my
Boromir
Captain.
dies.
Jesus.
I take a lot of enjoyment from watching these films. Is what I meant.
Rockies.
Cast of friends are crazy. More like Harry's crazy. Am I right? Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And going in to watch The Hobbit, I think I was on a different sort of hype because I really was not a super fan, nor would I consider myself. Actually, no, I am a fan, but just not to a higher extent.
Yeah.
And so I went in to go and watch it, and watching the first part of The Hobbit, the first film, I was like, okay, it is kind of dull. But once it finished, I was like, there were some exciting parts. They felt kind of sort of crowbarred in because they had to include it. But I feel good that this is setting up for the later series. I hope that's what they're trying to do, where it's mostly set up. The first one is massive setup and fucking
Huge.
Crap. What's the word? Explanation.
Exposition.
Thank you very much. Exposition.
Yeah.
The second one is a bit more intense. Maybe things get a bit more serious. Maybe like the Harry Potter books, where it becomes a bit more serious. And then the third one, the battle.
But how many Harry Potter books were there?
Quite no.
7.
Yeah.
And how many Harry Potter films are there?
8 technically.
How many
but
Hobbit books were there?
Oh no.
1.
And how many Hobbit films were there?
3.
Right, there's a problem then.
There was originally supposed to be 2 movies.
There was.
And
you're
then Peter or I guess the studio made the decision to turn it into a trilogy, just like the Lord of the Rings, which I remember hearing about that and thinking, yes, this is what I want, because I wanted another big epic trilogy like the Lord of the Rings. But boy, was I fucking wrong, because have you seen the edit of it where it like takes all 3 movies and cuts it down into like one fucking 1 4-hour movie or something?
So much better.
So much better.
So much better.
So just gets rid of all the unnecessary shit. It is so much better, and that's what it should have been.
But if I was to stick up for Hobbit in any way, one of the main problems that the Hobbit had dealing with before it even began is the sheer amount of characters it has in it.
Yeah.
Even in the book, Lord of the Rings, you have the Fellowship, but that is so focused. Whereas then in the Hobbit, you still have Bilbo, you still have Frodo for some reason in the film. All these dwarves, along with Bilbo, and then Gandalf, and then Elrond, and then
Elrond's hardly in the movie, though.
Yeah,
He's
I
there
know.
for like 2 seconds.
and then you've
Same
got
as Christopher Lee.
Legolas is
Thranduil.
there, I guess. Why not?
yeah, for some reason.
CGI Legolas, isn't it?
Then you've got this lass called Tariel. Yeah, she's fit, but she's not real, so whatever. But okay,
She was probably my favourite part of the movie.
I still bought her action figure as well.
you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Mate, you got fucking Stockholm syndrome. Really didn't you?
Yes, of course I love The Hobbit. Of course I do. Yes, it's great, isn't it? It's not bad for me. It's great.
I think my favourite one is the second one.
That's my favorite
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, because Benedict Cumberbatch is great. Oh, Martin Freeman as well. He's the best part of those movies.
Just because they were together again, it was like
Sherlock
doing
and Watson.
Sherlock.
To be fair, they were never apart. It was them doing Sherlock, and then also whilst filming Sherlock, I'm pretty sure Martin Freeman went off to New Zealand to film The Hobbit, and then it was
he did,
immediately back to film
Yeah.
Sherlock.
Yeah. fair.
'Cause
I don't
they-
think there was ever on set in the Lord of the Rings together though. The Hobbit, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
It was in like separate rooms. Benedict Cumberbatch jumping about on the floor or some shit.
The only thing I'm a bigger fan of than the Lord of the Rings is Sherlock, and so I was watching both
Yeah.
newsfeeds at the same time, and I was like, oh, "This is so fun."
You're a bigger fan of Sherlock than you are of the Lord of the Rings.
No, it's like equal level. So I've got,
Really?
I've got like Benedict Cumberbatch figures as well. It gets into the kind of like you need to stop this now, Alex.
I am
It gets to that bit.
of the persuasion that the Robert Downey Jr. films are better.
I am inclined to agree.
No,
I'm serious.
I like my Sherlock hopped up on fucking drugs, and
Which, to
I
be
don't
fair,
think
Benedict Cumberbatch is.
Yeah, he
a
is
lot
hopped up
more
on
now.
drugs.
He is hocked up on
no,
drugs.
he's just
He's
socially
hopped up
inept.
on
That's
the
not.
No, he is
he's
literally on heroin.
drugs to the point where he
He is
nearly
literally
died.
on heroin.
Me, Harry, and the rest of our flat watched the first episode of the newest series,
Yeah,
and
that was shit.
we just couldn't. It
That
was
was
it was
shit.
terrible.
The second
then
episode was a lot better.
There was what in
But
the first 5 minutes.
We don't deny that though. Just because I'm a super fan doesn't mean I can't call an episode shit.
Okay, I don't give a shit.
I just don't like it when people talk bad about Benedict.
I'm not
No,
talking
Benedict's
bad about
good.
Benedict.
Benedict's
All I
great.
said was that I prefer Robert Downey Jr.
Gareth,
Why?
you're very
Can I
angry right
Can I
now.
ask why?
because I prefer that. I prefer an action-packed sort of like fighter kind of guy.
Yeah.
I think that he is so smart that he can literally predict what's going to happen, which is why I like that sort of
Nah, but the movies had that weird mind fight. Though.
no, I like that.
No, too far. I actually
That's-
did like that.
It's a way of them going like, yeah, he's planning out the fights in his head, and also here's a cool slow-mo fight scene for you.
But how do they know each other's variables though?
No,
It
what
makes
do you
no
mean, how do
sense.
they know?
Because they're so intelligent. The
No,
two of
but
them
yeah,
are so
They're not
intelligent.
fucking.
No, it
They're
wasn't
not
also that.
telepathic though.
No, but
It's
they're
not-
talking to each other in their minds.
It's not telepathic at all. Let's talk about the last fight in the last film.
Yeah,
Game of
May I
Shadows, right?
interject real quick?
Another tangent.
Go,
Before we
go.
start, because in terms of the fighting, it's not just about his psychic abilities. Well, it's about the context of the time that he's in.
Mhm.
He literally has to be able to fight, otherwise he couldn't be a detective. Which is one of the
No,
problems.
I get that.
Which one of the problems that modern Sherlock has is that he's never fought before.
That's a lie. He fights, and for some reason, very comfortably against an assassin, and he beats the assassin.
Yes,
Which
that's-
is
that's
bullshit.
in the new series,
I
which
know.
again is a very questionable series. But
Yeah.
what I mean is modern Sherlock in the first three, the
Yes.
ones deemed to be the best. He was just this. I'm so smart, you will not punch me.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But okay, so here's the thing. Remember when we talked about Lord of the Rings? Here's
We
the
go on
thing-
tangents a lot.
Here's the thing about that final fight in Game of Shadows.
Oh.
Moriarty and Sherlock know each other so well.
Mhm.
Not only as
Yeah.
personalities, but they've done their research on each other. So Moriarty's well aware of Sherlock's injury. However, he's well aware of the fact that he has been in fights before and he fights very well and that he does this. Sherlock is very aware of the fact that Moriarty used to be a boxer in his university days, and therefore he's going to rely on his boxing style rather than a more modern style of like jiu-jitsu or something.
And what he's done is he's gone to those boxing matches where those people fight. He's seen how they train, and he knows what he's been taught. So he knows that he's gonna fight in a certain way. He's seen those fights. He knows this
Also,
kind of stuff.
movie Sherlock Holmes did what was necessary and killed Irene Adler. Sherlock in BBC was like, no, let's not kill her. We got good ratings when we did that episode.
Yeah, that's true. But why are they telepathic?
They aren't.
Then they aren't.
We
Then
just
why are they
explained
talking
that
to
they
each
aren't.
other?
Then they're not.
They are. They're
No,
talking
no,
to
no,
each
no.
other in the fight.
They
No,
know.
it's the
they are.
subconscious.
They
They're
know,
like, there's the boxing champ from
It's
Cambridge.
metaphorical.
they both know that they're thinking the same things.
No, I
They
don't
aren't.
like
They
it.
aren't talking to each other.
Well, it seems that way.
What they're
I don't
saying
like it.
is, what they're fucking saying is, like, oh, I get it. You're trying to psychoanalyze me. Well, I'm one step ahead of you, you fucking cunt. And then Robert Downey Jr. is like, all right, cool. I'm gonna bear hug you off a cliff. You cool with that? Let's go.
Nah, it's
Yes.
telepathic mind.
No, you're an idiot.
Garrett and I do it all the time, but not with like.
You have telepathic mind
no,
fights.
no,
We
not,
do.
not with like.
You shouldn't wear
Not
those
with
shoes with that
fighting,
shirt.
not with fighting, but with jokes. There's been so many points where one of us will say something, we'll be like, "Yeah, I thought the exact same thing."
Yes.
Because we work almost in
Yeah,
the same
but
way.
you say it. They just look at each other. It's all done through like
Because there's so
eyebrow
much-
movements.
Because I'm
No.
I am
No,
a
no,
dumb
no.
man. I am a dumb man.
That whole fight, the whole fight they had happened within.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Dipshit.
It didn't happen. He grabbed him and fell off. It didn't happen. They didn't have a fight.
It happened in their heads within 2 seconds because they were like, all right, well, I could do this, but actually, no, he'll beat me. Okay, well, then the only way to do it is this.
Sure.
But they're just showing the way that their mind works. That's how it's going. That's all that is.
Please, if you want to see a cut of that film where they do not fight, it's literally just a moment where they play chess.
Wait, hold on.
Where they play chess.
Film this.
Okay, right. So Alex is getting Garrett's phone. He's going to film him. Who do you want to be?
Hang on, wait, one sec. Where's the record thing?
You put it on record, you tard.
No.
No.
To be fair, there's no actually red button on this
You
one.
go do this.
Thank you very much. See, Harry. Thank you for being understanding.
Insult people.
I will be Moriarty, and the cliff will be over there.
Okay.
Actually, wait,
No,
You're-
it's
okay,
behind me.
Yeah.
So
You're Moriarty. Wait, who are you?
I'm Holmes.
All right.
So I've got the pipe.
Hold on 1 second.
just for context, can I please be Dr. Watson?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So
I'll be the German guy.
You mean
Gypsy.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be the gypsy woman.
Let's do it in proper time. Let's just imagine that we've seen all of that mind fight shit, and it didn't.
No,
actually
do the
happen.
mind fight.
Why is it gone?
Just my God, this
Yeah, I'll
is the
film
worst.
it. Fucking hell.
just be careful not to touch these.
Just hit record already.
Okay, I'm recording now. Yeah.
I get it from two angles.
So I'm Holmes. I've just had a chess match, and I appear to have my pipe. Could you light it for me? I appear to be injured. That would be it. That would be the entire thing.
Better, if you ask me.
Why?
Way
Because
be-
we wouldn't know why he did it. Because instead of this intelligent fight between two incredible geniuses of their time, it would just be one man being like, "Fuck it."
Way better.
Also, Moriarty looks like 50.
Yeah, Jared Harris is the best.
Why can't he be old?
Why
does he have
can't
to be
why
like?
can't he be young, sexy Andrew Scott?
Yeah, why does he have to be young and sexy?
Why can't he be young and sexy?
Why does that make him more
Because the
interesting?
show is young and sexy.
Yeah, the
Sherlock
show
is young and
Sherlock's
sexy.
young and
It's
sexy,
written
and that's
by
what we
two
need.
old men who write terribly. They are terrible, terrible
the show
writers.
Hang
is
on,
young
no,
and
Moffat writes terribly, but Gatiss is fine.
Gatiss is good.
Here's the thing about Gatiss and Moffat. I can't remember which way around it is. I think
Separate them.
Gatiss
is Mycroft.
Yeah, no, sorry, I know who Gatiss is. Mark Gatiss, he comes up with brilliant ideas. It's just that when he writes, it is awful. It is terrible, terrible dialogue. Moffat comes up with very, very simple ideas, but has incredible dialogue. They should never write separately. There should never be, of the 3 episodes in the series, there should never be, oh, let me do this one, we'll come together on the final. It should be both of them writing in every single episode.
Yeah, that was a problem with the new series.
Yes.
Yeah, legit. But I don't think that could have been put any better.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Still a dumb mind fight.
Good Lord of the Rings. Good.
Don't, otherwise Garrett's not going to argue. He's just going to go dipshit for the rest of the podcast.
Hey, come
That's
on,
cool.
do Lord of the Rings.
Still a dumb fight. So the Lord of the Rings.
All I'm saying is that Lord of the Rings would have been better with mind fights.
Helm's Deep was just falling off the cliff. That
So
was-
looking at
Fucking
it.
Gandalf appears at the hill and he just sort of stares down at the orcs and is just like, yes, I could ride down and fuck you up. I could.
Gandalf has this like half an hour long like mind fight with a Balrog, and then it just cuts to the Balrog's mind, and it's just like just grabs and falls off. That's it.
Well,
It's
that's
just
what
crickets.
Gandalf did. He didn't need to have some weird fight. He just went down.
Because
The
he's not as fucking smart.
He's
What,
you
the
saying
Balrog?
Gandalf is not
No,
as smart.
he's
as
not. He's an
Sherlock
angel.
Holmes.
He's not as smart.
No, about yeah.
Angels is dumb. Fuck off.
Angels is dumb.
Nah, he's alright.
To be fair, the Balrog is probably smarter.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, he is.
Yeah,
They're
probably.
both angels, right? Or
Yeah.
one of them's a fallen angel.
Balrog's a fallen angel, and then Gandalf's reincarnated as the white.
So what is Radagast the Brown? And
Radagast
why
the
is
Brown, no,
there?
he-
A
yeah.
mess.
He is one of the 7 wizards, but he's
Alright, but why is he a wizard? Because he looks awful and
he's the wizard of nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Why has he got like bird
Well,
shit
no,
on it?
he's the vegan of
The Emma Torres.
he's,
She's never going to listen to this. Come on.
that's true actually.
Uh,
Why would she listen to this? She wouldn't listen to this.
I don't know. I just have this horrible thought that she will, and then we will never hear the end of it.
Yeah,
We love you,
the
Emma
vegan of
Torres.
Middle Earth is Radagast the Brown.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
That's why I can explain it mate, because I don't really like Radagast.
That's my bad
going on
sentence.
about me, you fucking.
When did I ever
Dipshit.
mention you? Oh yeah, I did actually. Fair. Never. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It was you that sent the message.
Was
Yeah.
it?
It should have.
you.
It should have been on silent.
So it's your fault then.
No.
So yeah, this is something I questioned because I learned that Radagast was
Yep.
the wizard and of nature.
Yes.
So what are the other wizards?
You don't know.
No, I
Two of them are. I don't even know. As in, no one knows. 2 of them are blue wizards.
Oh.
They are mentioned in Unfinished Tales,
Mhm.
and when Gandalf goes off, and to be fair, that's going deep into Middle Earth lore.
Mhm.
My passion lies with Lord of the Rings, whereas the lore is huge. It's absolutely massive. There's so many more books as well, like Silmarillion and that
I was
sort
just
of
going
stuff.
to say Silmarillion.
Mm.
Will they ever
Yeah.
do a Silmarillion? Similar?
Do you mean the
That-
Silmarillion?
Yeah, that one.
Peter
Movie.
Jackson teased it, didn't he?
Did he?
On Facebook. You can go onto his
Really?
Facebook.
God.
What did he say?
Well, I don't know. He just did a video and the book was on the table, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" So it might not actually be a teaser.
Oh no, that's just people looking into it.
Yeah, I
That's
think it was.
just-
I got really sad though because I was like, "Yes, do it." And it was after he did Hobbit, and people also think it was a sly apology for the Hobbit.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
He was probably just reading it to make himself feel better.
Yeah, probably. The so the best movie in the Hobbit franchise is obviously the Battle of the Five Armies.
Right, hang on. I literally no stop
I'm just gonna.
because
No, that was a joke. I can't stand that movie.
The
I rewatched
moment-
it recently on Netflix.
Why?
Because I haven't seen it since I first saw it in cinema, and like about 2-3 months ago, I watched it again on Netflix because I fucking hated it first time I saw it. I wanted to see what I felt
Well,
going back. Oh, it just gets worse.
I've told you the story a lot, Nathan. I think everyone knows the story. But I was very excited for the Five Armies because I thought we were going to get a battle like Minas Tirith again.
Yeah.
Wow, was I disappointed? But anyway, so I had school that
Yeah.
day. You know, whatever. I was in secondary school. I was at A level. And I was like, no, I'm not going to school today. I'm so pumped. I'm not going to school today. I'm going to stay home and play Lord of the Rings games. I did. and all the other lads did because we're all equally big fans. And we booked to sit through 12 hours of The Hobbit back to back. So we were there till like 5 in the morning, and I'd watched one, which is fairly boring, so I think I fell asleep through that. Watched number 2, and at the end of number 2, I was so pumped. I was like, yeah, oh my god! And then I watched number 3, and Smaug died, and that's when
died within like the first 5 seconds of the movie. They sold that movie on like a showdown between Smaug and that cunt who looks like Orlando Bloom, but like
Luke Evans.
It's because they weren't finished with the CGI.
But what happened?
Bard the fake bowman.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh god, I fucking hate that movie. And CGI Billy Connolly.
Stop.
Oh.
Stop.
Oh, not get me started on CGI Billy Connolly.
I try and block that out every time.
It's just why.
Especially with someone with a voice as recognisable as Billy Connolly's. You can't give him some awful looking unfinished CGI dwarf
That was
face.
one thing about Lord of the Rings. When you watch them films, yes, there was obviously CGI, but they had what? I think it was like 2,000 or 3,000 extras for a scene.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you're looking at the first 5 rows of people before you even get to CGI.
I mean,
and that's what's so real about it.
You go back and watch Lord of the Rings now. Yeah, to be fair, a lot of the effects don't hold up. You can notice that is early 2000s CGI.
Care. You
don't give a shit, and it still looks better than
Star
the
Wars.
Hobbit
You don't care about Star Wars either, do you?
No, because it's still balanced with practical effects, and it still looks good.
One thing I saw from Five Armies was that I wasn't sure if it was the point or if it was just lazy. If it's lazy, it's absolutely terrible. Was the Elven army? There was a group of soldiers who moved in sync. They sort of turned and put their spears down, but they're the exact same character. They're the exact same character model. And exact same looking person with like dark hair. And I thought that it was in the front few rows. It was like, I think it was parting ways for the guy to come in. I can't remember his name, but they parted ways. And sure, the whole point is that this is a huge army, and these are soldiers who are very much alike. So maybe it was a point to make them look alike and be sort of like faceless goons or something. But it's the first like 5 rows of this army.
Yeah.
How could you not add even the smallest bit of detail?
But like, think about the beginning battle, literally, in Fellowship of the Ring, so the prelude really, where you have the camera,
that's so good.
the best camera ever, it's just ever. It goes down along the Elven first row, and they all flip their swords up in sync. Yeah. That's all extras. They didn't need to. They just needed to tell people to be really strict about it, and then you get a cool ass shot like that, and that's what they needed again.
Who were there even 5 armies in that movie?
Yes.
Was there?
Smaug.
Who were the
Smaug counted as an army.
No, come on.
Did he?
No,
there was what? The elves.
Yep.
Dwarves.
Yep.
Dwarves.
2.
The mini dwarves, as in the small dwarf army.
Do you mean Billy Connolly's army?
No, as in literally the
Thorin and his.
Yeah.
Thorin.
That counts as another army.
Yep.
Yeah.
What, like 6 dudes?
Yeah.
All right, I guess.
Lake Town people, they count as an army.
And
human.
Smaug.
And
Smaug.
Smaug counts.
And the orcs.
Oh wait, no. Where did they come into that?
The Battle of the 6 armies.
we
named it. All right, elves.
Yeah.
Humans.
Yeah.
Dwarves.
3.
Orcs.
4. Dwarves again.
And Urukai.
No, there's no Urukai.
There were Urukai.
No.
Urukai were created by
you're right.
There's dwarves and dwarves again.
Then I guess. No, I don't think Smaug was part of that.
It must have been Thorin and his
Smaug
company.
died before the film began, practically.
Yeah, he died before the title card.
No, I think Thorin.
I think it counts as an army.
I think Thorin counts as an army.
Also, by the Eagles.
My saddest.
It's always such an easy point to bring up.
Stop. We'll talk about that in a minute.
All right,
but we'll stay on the Hobbit for now. My saddest part about the 5 armies is the way that Thorin, Fili, and Kili died.
Was it not book accurate?
Book accurate means that Thorin was fighting so many orcs he got overcame, stabbed through his shoulder, and then Fili and Kili jumped in because they're his
boys.
Yeah, his boys basically. His young ones. He's raising them. They're basically his sons, literally. Yeah. And then they all 3 die together, and they jump on top of Thorin, and like kill a bunch, and then they all literally die on top of each other.
No, because White Orc.
That sounds so much better.
White Orc isn't real.
I know.
Is he not real?
The pale Orc isn't real.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's another pointless plot point.
Okay,
Sick as fuck.
What?
No.
Sick.
Nah, he's...
I found him pretty sick.
Do you?
Yeah.
Can we talk about Legolas's Lego block air stepping?
Oh, that was bad. I get that elves are like supposed to be light on their feet and everything, but that was just beyond a joke.
Now he's a feather on his feet, mate. He's next level, boy.
He also looks 20 years older.
He looks 4.
Oh, he looks so bad. Poor fucking Orlando Bloom. Why did they drag him into this?
I need money.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean I'm not going to be in the next Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh, he is.
Oh, sorry.
No, but the one before that, he's like,
Yeah.
where's my paycheck?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. So the pale king, is that his name?
No, the pale orc, the white
Pale
orc.
orc, the white orc.
Yeah.
More whitewashing.
How does he jump out of a lake? How does he jump out of a frozen lake and then kill Thorin? Because, like, he just jumped out of nothing. He just he flew out of a lake and then killed a guy. And then...
I didn't there wasn't mention of a lake in the book.
Was there not?
No, they were just literally outside of the mountain. There was this battle, and the battle wasn't written about. Okay, because
The battle was not written about?
Bilbo got knocked out right at the beginning. Literally, little Bilbo
and
got
it's all from Bilbo's perspective.
bopped on the head of a
Yeah.
hilt of a sword, and then Gandalf came over to him at the end and was like, "Hey, look, this is what happened." And you get told from Gandalf's perspective, and you only hear about what Gandalf saw, so you don't even know about the whole battle.
In the books, because you know in the movies when Gandalf goes off on his weird side quest and sees Sauron and some Benedict
Yes.
Cumberbatch looking fool.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
In the books, is Thorin's dad there? Because he is in the extended edition movies of The Hobbit.
Thorin's dad?
Thorin's dad, I think it's Thorin's dad.
Don't think so.
Well, he's there in the extended movies, like
Extended.
some dwarf extended movies.
I literally haven't watched extended because I don't want
I
to.
can't blame you. I don't know why I did.
Why
But I
have you?
don't know. I
Commitment to the podcast.
Surely, what this film needs is more filler. So I watched 2 of them. I haven't watched a third actually. 'cause-
Obviously, one of the dwarves is Gimli's dad. One of the companies, Gimli's dad.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. So
and Gimli's just the best dwarf ever.
yeah, ever.
Also, can we talk about how the dwarves don't look like dwarves?
They don't look like dwarves.
They just look like men, but small.
Yeah.
Like Gimli, I could fully believe he was a dwarf. What? What?
Nothing, just men, but just small.
No, they do. They
Yeah.
just look like fully grown men, but small. But
Stop saying it.
They do. They do. But then in the Lord of the Rings, you had fucking John Rhys Davies, is it?
Yeah.
No, he got played by children.
He got played by children.
Yeah. So they spent
Oh, has he not been caught for that?
they spent ages
Ooh.
pointing the camera at John Rhys Davies.
Yeah.
And then when they didn't point the camera at him, there was a literal child in the middle
With
of
a
all
beard.
these scenes with beards, because most of the Rohirrim, the people on the horseback,
Yeah.
they were women.
Oh, really?
So they didn't have enough men extras who could ride horses that good, and because they wanted their scenes to look good,
Yeah.
and the big scene where they charged down from the hill from Ministry of
My
Helm's
favourite
Deep,
scene in the entire
exactly.
trilogy.
That is actually not CGI. It's women on horseback with a glued-on beard.
I buy that
I
most
am
of it
no
is not
man.
CGI. What?
Really?
No, I don't think they were questioning the quote. I think they were questioning you just going
Yeah.
into the mic.
I am no man, but yeah, that happened too. That was good.
That was a good part.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
Let's
it was
see.
pretty
Was
good
that
part.
in the book?
Yeah, that was in the book.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would
Look
have
at
much.
talking
I
with
would've-
feminists.
Have you guys seen that web comic where she's just like, "I am no man," and then he's just like, "Oh, I meant nobody born, in general."
Yeah, could kill me.
And then just stabs.
Yeah. Because it would never happen.
Yeah.
Ever.
I am no.
So I was about that.
Cool. Where was we? What was we talking about?
I don't know. He just threw us off.
Yeah, you did, Garrett. You fucking
Dipshit.
dipshit.
Well, let's talk about the Eagles.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Eagles.
Oh.
So this is something people love to bring up, don't
Yeah,
they? The
yeah.
Eagles, and why didn't they just fly them all the way there? Here's an answer: because it would have been fucking boring. There you go. Fuck off.
I have a bigger question.
Okay.
Because people always bring up why didn't they just fly them all the way there? My question is, why don't the Eagles kill everyone and take over?
No, the Eagles can be killed. You know,
Yeah.
a fair amount of hours. I'm pretty sure they do the job.
But none of them have ever died though.
No, none of them have ever died. You're right.
So
Plus, how many things in Middle Earth can fly?
like 12.
Naz-
Eagles,
Nazgul.
dragons, pigeons, probably.
Nazgul.
Nazgul,
So we
other
don't-
birds,
in Lord of the Rings, we do
flies, dragonfly.
Gollum for like 20 seconds.
In Lord of the Rings,
Pigs. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm done.
in Lord of the Rings, we do not come across Smaug or any of the dragons. We come across the Nazgul.
Yes, which is kind of a dragon.
It's not. It's a fell beast.
What he?
Duh.
It's a fell beast. Alright.
It's kind of a dragon.
And
Does it
the,
really fire?
the
I
Eagles
didn't
fuck
think
up the Nazgul, don't they?
It's alright. What?
The Eagles fuck up the Nazgul.
The
Yeah.
Eagles do fuck up the Nazgul, yeah.
So if they can take out anything else that would be an enemy to them in the air,
Yeah.
and they are this big and powerful, imagine.
Do you think they could take out Smaug?
Look, I think what he's trying to say is, why didn't Aragorn show up and just be like, hey, oh sorry, Aragorn. I'm an Aragon.
Who's Aragorn?
Do you not watch that film? Aragorn's lit.
It's whatever. It's
John-
Lord of the Rings for
2-year-old.
for people who can't function.
Is John Malkovich in that?
Are you alright, mate?
No, because I feel like I'm watching Aragorn right now.
Oh God! I've only just got what you were trying to say.
Aragon.
Why would you bring that up in anything ever?
Was that dragon shit?
Yeah.
Oh, I never watched it.
I played.
It's How to Train Your Dragon, but IRL.
How to Train Your Dragon is like one of the best movies.
I
ever.
know it is.
I actually love it, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
I love
good.
How to Train Your
Pretty
Dragon.
good. It's pretty good. So could an eagle be a dragon, Harry? Is what we're saying.
A single eagle, probably not.
Okay,
you know.
a whole flock of eagles.
Flock. Lad, we need the whole flock is a
Pack of
2-man job.
eagles. Yeah.
Okay, Google. What is the name of a flock of eagles?
It's a flock.
It's a flock.
I don't know because
Here is
crow.
information from birdnature.com.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Shout out
It's
to
called
birdnature.com.
it's called a convocation.
A convocation.
Yeah, because
Convict.
different birds have different sort of names for their flocks. So ravens have a congress.
Just imagine there's a
I'm holding
ravens in
congress.
suits.
No, seriously. No, ravens
Okay,
have
take it seriously. Take it seriously.
no. Ravens have congress. Crows have murders. Plovers
Yeah, murder of crows.
have congregation, and eagles have convocation.
Who has congregation?
Plovers.
Plovers.
I like the. At what point did crows just fuck up real bad? Everyone else is just like,
Murder.
like, we have a congress. By the way, crows, we've come up with a name. Murder. Because of
love
that
it.
time you did that thing.
Oh, it's
What
like
did they do?
it's like in that
Shut
moment
up.
in like a school project where like you've been put into random groups. And so you think
yeah.
everyone's going to go for silly names, so you're just like, oh, let's just call ourselves lads 5000, and everyone else is like, oh yes, the dream team, or oh yes, we're going to do the best, and then you're like lads 5000. That's what the crows did.
Anal
Yeah,
six.
quiz names like quiz on my face, but then you've actually got like a sensible name. The ravens were quiz on my face.
Real dad. I'm definitely gonna cut that. Harry, please come back.
See,
You
here's-
won't
here's
cut
the
that,
thing.
will you? Though, will you?
So I just got up to leave, and here's the thing: I'm not mad at joke. I do them all the time
Is
because
it the dad's joke?
no, he would have got mad because of that. I pointed to Garrett. I'm mad because it's a fucking dead meme, bro. Much like it's a dead meme.
It is.
You know,
Oh.
just get over it.
Oh,
Just get over it.
oh,
you
all
know?
of this is
all,
so
all,
cut.
all these memes, just
Go
all
on.
these memes, just leave them. You know,
Oh.
bury them under a patio.
Oh.
Just leave them there. It's gone.
Still going.
I all of these are lost on me.
Garrett, give me
Much
a cut.
like
Stop.
Garrett, please give me a cut point. Take your headphones off. Right, so
So,
what was we talking about?
Big
a
question
movie.
for everyone here.
yeah.
So I need to hear more from Garrett. Garrett, you've been very quiet.
Yeah, you have, you little cunt.
Don't question it.
drawing Kai.
Well, enough drawing Kai.
Can you draw me?
What do you want me to say?
Can you draw me? Because I'll soon
We
replace
want
Kai.
some of your opinions and to see whether or not they suck.
On what?
You're gonna have to leave it in now.
No, I'll just bleep it all
What
out.
would you like? What would you like my opinions on? Why is everybody so eager for my
On
opinions
the
though?
topic of this poddy cast.
On the topic of Lord of the Rings.
Yes, / the Hobbit.
Don't look good, yeah.
Well, my favorite Lord of the Rings is the third one.
Okay,
My
why?
favorite Hobbit is the second one.
Yeah, so
Same.
everyone's in agreement then.
Same.
I don't know. I just like big battle scenes and just especially the music of Lord of the Rings. The music of Lord of the Rings
Shout
is
out
probably
to Howard Shaw.
my favorite.
Wow.
My favorite thing. It's probably one of my favorite themes of all time.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Na 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 na. And don't get me wrong, I actually enjoyed some of the Hobbit singing.
Alright, but why?
No, I did Lonely Mountain. I did enjoy.
I enjoyed Lonely
It was sung
Mountain.
properly, mate. It was, you know.
And then I guess Ed Sheeran was at the end of the film.
Yeah,
or
why
whatever.
was Ed Sheeran?
I
That was
don't
number
know.
2, and that shouldn't have happened.
Because
Howard
it's
Shore just
so
needs to do
bad.
everything.
The misty mountain. Cool, that's a good song. Quite nice. And dungeons go. Don't know the words.
Everyone's on a different bit.
Cool. Cool.
I'm gonna have a bitch fit.
I don't really know. There isn't much opinion to have.
What is your opinion on Christopher Lee?
What the badass death metal Nazi fighting
Vampire.
Specifically
vampire?
in
Yeah.
these movies.
Specifically in these movies, no, he's
Yeah.
brilliant. I mean, what he was meant to play, well, he was told he was allowed to play Gandalf by Tolkien himself. He's the only cast member to meet Tolkien, and then he was like, actually, no, I'd be a better Saruman.
Not actually true.
Not actually
He
true.
didn't say
Oh.
no. You were right up until said he'd be better. Ian McKellen's audition just blew everyone away so much. And Christopher Lee was sat in the corner. He was like, no, that's your Gandalf. I'll play Saruman.
So
Yeah,
what did I
there's-
just say?
You said that he wanted to be a better Saruman. You said he'd be a better Saruman. It was Ian
You
McKellen.
did say
fair.
that. You did.
But
Like
he
in a
literally
weird mind fight.
he just wanted to be so much part of these films. Like he's like, I'll take whatever, but I need to be a wizard.
But he was also in a weird CGI fight in the last Hobbit movie, where it wasn't him.
Not a fan.
Yeah,
Not a fan.
yeah, I was
Dead.
dead. Like those movies. And Maddie. So
No, we know.
now we know. So I don't know where the fuck I am here.
I think the problem with like discussing Hobbit and Lord of the Rings is, you can't disagree with it.
That's why we need Kai. We
Yeah.
need Kai here to tell us how
Yeah.
much he loves the Hobbit, so we can all just pound on him and tell him that he's a fucking dickhead. Kai, you're a dickhead if you listen to this.
And I'm better than you, and we'll soon be replacing you.
There you go. You've been called out, Kai. Fight for your place on Your Opinion Sucks. Okay, so overall, some final thoughts on those movies and why the Lord of the Rings are vastly superior to the Hobbit. Let's start with our very special regular host, Harry.
Lord of the Rings, good. Hobbit, not as good.
All right, cool. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you. We'll put that on the Blu-ray.
Thank you.
Garrod,
Boo-wee.
same. Just fucking do it.
It is a good film, and it's one of the only like sort of nerd culture films that's backed up by critical acclaim, and that's a difficult thing to say when you like things like the Avengers and you like
Yeah.
things like that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I'll agree. I love the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. I remember going to see them in the cinema with my dad. Had some of the best times ever. Same can't be said for The Hobbit because I was just bored and wanted to go to sleep. So
They relied on vast expectation far too much, mate. They thought that just because they had this huge fan base
I
that
really did, yeah.
it would be okay to make these films like they did, and it wasn't.
Nah, and it wasn't, and it was just an essential cash grab. And I know every
Yeah.
movie ever made is a cash grab,
Yeah.
but this was just more so. You can just tell
Yeah.
that in the original trilogy, Peter Jackson just poured fucking love and everything
Yeah,
into it. And it was a
everything he had.
true passion project.
Yeah,
But The Hobbit was just
not.
not made with that same level of love and commitment. Okay, final thoughts, Alex Penfold.
I think, yeah, as I've said, the expectation for me was so disappointing because the Lord of the Rings is my life. It's that one of the only films that I can watch and it'll cheer me up. And so to have The Hobbit come along and do what it did to the franchise as a whole was just so disappointing. But then I don't know. It literally made the Lord of the Rings seem that much better. That any other chance at being in that world was just impossible, and it made the Lord of the Rings on such a pedestal that it cannot be reached ever again. And I think that's where it needs to stay, along with all the other good trilogies such as Blade and Star Wars.
I think that's a wonderful point to end on.
Yeah, I do too. So thank you for coming on Your Opinion Sucks, Alex.
Not at all. See you next week.
Yeah, he'll be on the next podcast. which we're gonna
Kai,
do
this is
right
your
now.
notice. Thank you very much for being on the podcast, Kai. You've done a good a Hobbit job. You've done a Hobbit job.
A Hobbit job indeed.
We're now replacing you with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Five Kais.
All right, cool. I've been Nathan.
I've been Harry.
Oh, what a fucking dickhead. Just Alex, say I've been Alex.
I've been Alex.
All right, cool. Cheers. Bye.